welcome for the very first time someone I've known for quite some time because our children go to school together. And I don't know if that's the inspiration of me being on the next episode of I'm Sorry on truTV Season 2 going on. Loved this person's work way before I actually met her, and Veep and Curb Your Enthusiasm and Step Brothers and so much more. Good to see you, Andrea Savage.
Thank you for having me, Rich.
So let's talk about my acting ability.
Yeah, no. Let's definitely get into the most important part of the interview.
No, it's not like we won't find out on Sunday who's in the Super Bowl. Let's place that aside.
Great.
Because there's larger issues at work.
There's bigger issues at work
My
here.
acting ability.
Yeah, and I feel like we'll probably talk about it through Sunday, because there's a lot to get into.
Yes.
I will say, and I hate to admit it, you were very natural and good.
Why do you hate to admit it?
Because I'd love to sit here and be like, it was awful. And it took me hours in the edit room just to make it palatable, because it almost was as if English was not your first language.
Yes.
But you actually were very natural, and it was really good.
Well, it's funny because you came up to me a couple of months before, and you're like, look, there's a scene where we're at a birthday party. And
which, by the way, is based on a true story.
So this actually happened?
Yes. So this actually happened. It was in preschool. And my daughter, we were leaving a party, and they gave out fish in a bag. And those fish do not live a long time. So the entire preschool class within 24 hours was dealing with every single kid's pet dying. And literally, we had to start explaining death to our 4-year-olds because this
Careful. You're on a live show, but I appreciate that.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I usually ask if I can swear, and I forgot.
It's all good.
I tend to swear.
It's all good.
This terrible bag of fish, and literally the whole class shut down. Like, no parents weren't sleeping. Their kids were up all night because kids within 20 minutes are like, this is my best friend. This is my pet. This is my fish. And they all died.
So basically the loot bag was difficult parenting issues for you to have to deal with.
So the whole preschool class shut down because of this gift bag of fish. So we wrote it in, and I think it was actually my husband's idea. He was like, who you should have give the fish is Rich. Because in the episode, the whole time, well, now I know I can't swear, but we do say through the whole thing, blanking Rich Eisen. Through the whole episode, we swear, and we're so just like this guy. So we take him down the whole time, and I was like, that would be hilarious.
It's so funny that, when I first received the script, which you wrote, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Well, I room write everything with everyone. Christopher Johnson has the writing credit, but the whole room writes it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the script comes, and of course, I'll be honest.
You flip to see how many lines you have.
I didn't flip. It came as a PDF. So I hit the search, the find.
Yeah, find my name.
Put my last name in there. And I saw I was in one scene, but then my name kept coming up throughout the rest of the entire episode with an F-bomb in front of my name each time. And I turned to my wife, who you know very well as well, and I'm like, how do I not do this? This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Where I'm cursed the entire episode.
You're cursed the entire time. And I do coin the phrase, the Rich Eisen boner. Because Tom Scott, who I know you've had a couple times here, and he's very into fantasy football.
Right.
Couldn't be less interested on my side. But he, in the show, we have him really just like having pretty big crush on you. And I'm always like, your Rich Eisen boner showing. And so I feel like that's going to take off. So get ready.
Well, that could be fantasy football names throughout the entire universe.
By the way,
I'm just saying, Andrea, you might be starting something here.
I would be thrilled.
Andrea Savage here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so...
do you remember how hot it was?
It was 120 degrees.
It was the hottest day of the year. I was directing. I direct this episode. And do you remember the cameras started melting?
Yes,
and we had to stop shooting. The cameras started melting. We had to put them in AC tubes to cool them down, and the camera guys' shoes were melting off the sidewalk.
It was awful.
They melted.
Jeez.
It was
That
the valley
terrible.
on the hottest day of the year. I've never been more hot, and you can't tell.
Well, you were also handing out popsicles. It was wonderful. It was a
trying
great
to
environment, and like I told you, everybody there was so nice and so absolutely great. So you're saying you're not a fantasy football person at all, right?
I am not.
Okay.
And Tom will start talking about it. And I play in a poker league where guys talk, and I'm just literally, they start talking, and I just go, I'm going to be honest, I don't care for anything that's coming out of your mouth. I'm not interested.
I have, and again, we need to keep it clean. I have played poker with you.
Yes, you have.
And you are I think we did this at some. This, by the way, this sounds like a potential episode of an
Are
upcoming.
you pitching episodes to get more
no,
in?
no,
if
no,
there's
no,
a
no.
season
I don't
3?
have to be in it.
Oh boy!
This was
I knew this was a mistake.
This was at.
Honestly, I knew this
You've
was a
created
mistake.
a monster. Okay, so I think either it was with your husband or with you, because our kids go to school together,
Yes,
and
they
this is
do.
one of those retreats with the kids.
Oh, the camping trips?
And so, yeah, it got down to the point where the parents we grabbed these sugar packets and sat around a table and played poker with sugar packets.
It was tough times.
Now, did we ascribe actual American currency to the sugar packets? I don't know if that actually happened.
I don't know if that actually happened.
By the way, Andrea Savage you are a savage poker player.
Thank you.
You are. By the way, that is a compliment.
Thank you. I knew it was a compliment. I took it as one.
How long have you played poker?
I've played for about, I think it's 14 years. That was so exact.
Okay.
That was a weirdly exact
14
number.
years, 3 months,
14 years,
7 days.
3 months. And I'd say give or take like an hour, like 2 hours.
Have you ever played in the World Series of Poker?
I have played in the World Series of Poker. I've never played in the main event, but I've played in different events there. I've never won a bracelet or anything like that, but I've won some bigger tournaments in Vegas. My game has not gone well the past 2.5 years because I've been under a rock, so I play very little. And now when I play, I'm like, ugh, I'm terrible. But I can hold my own.
By the way, we always say here on the show when you go higher register, it's when you're really trying to tell the truth right there. You're trying to be really humble about it, but you just went higher register with your voice right there.
Okay. I find that people lie. I feel like people's voices go high when they lie. Like if you get a haircut that just doesn't look great and you're like, oh, I got my haircut, doesn't look good. And they're like, yeah, I think it looks good. Like I feel like people go real high and I'm always like, your voice went high, you're lying. Like I feel like they go the other way.
Our tell here is when we're like, no, I think
it's good. But see how your voice,
Yeah, you go high register.
you go higher register. That's a tell for lying.
I think the Chiefs might win this weekend.
So when are you going to play in the World Series of Poker? Like the main event?
The main event,
get out there.
You know what's weird? I think the main event, again, I was about to swear, is a little bit. It's too many people. It's like playing the lottery. I'd rather play a smaller tournament where people are a little bit more focused,
Right.
like 1,500 people versus 8,000 people. You
Right.
get 2 bad beats, you're done. Like, and it's $10,000.
So you think you're dead money walking in there? Is that what you're saying? Dead money woman walking in there? Come on now. I don't know.
I feel like luck. I feel like it until it gets deeper in. I feel like luck starts to be more of it versus skill. And I think poker, people are like, oh, it's gambling. Poker is very much a game of skill. And over time, if you're good, you will come up ahead. But I like to hedge my bets and have it be where the luck and the skill are a little bit closer. And I feel like the main event, luck has to play too big of a portion in it, especially near the beginning.
Now, would you?
It's too many days.
If you go there, would you wear like the wraparound shades or the hoodie and the earbuds and all that sort of business?
I will say, no. I like to be out. I don't wear a sunglass. I'm just like, here I am. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at my face. Decide what's happening.
Decide what's happening.
Yeah. I used to take my wedding ring off though.
Okay, now.
Yeah, when I would play poker. My
Why is
husband
that?
knew too.
Why is that?
Because it's all men, and I found that they would play differently with you, and I could figure out how they were playing against me if they didn't think if they were like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to knock her out. I don't want to keep her around the table.
So
you can kind of use that to your advantage
You
a little
think
bit.
that guys playing poker with you, Andrea Savage, if they think they've got a shot at the title, they're not going to be as aggressive playing
in the
poker?
earlier rounds. The earlier rounds.
It's about to say there's a huge pot in
the earlier rounds where everyone's just kind of chatting and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So do you check raise with your non-ringed hand? Do you use that to your advantage?
I feel like it's
Where you
making it
suck
sound
'em
like
in?
I feel like it's like I have a
don't wanna ruin
whole
your game here.
routine. I don't think it was that thought out where I was like
Okay.
looking at my cards with my left hand more than my right. Although that is the hand that I do look at.
Okay.
So it's just like you're chit-chatting, and there's especially back then there weren't a lot of women there, and so I think it was like, oh well, we're not
There you
gonna.
go.
They'd be like, I would call, but you know what? Forget it.
You're easy on the eyes, kid.
Yeah, I'll fold. And then you're like,
Yeah.
all right, great.
I'll fold my pocket aces.
Honestly, yeah.
Andrea Savage here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you enjoying truTV? I'm Sorry, season 2. It's just it's as funny as ever. I'm seeing also the tweets sent your way where people are so fired up.
People are
The
so
quality
nice.
is, I know.
I'm ready. I'm waiting for people to turn on me because I have the
Why?
nicest fans in the whole world. People seem to really just like the show. And it seems to like, I think what it is it shows like a marriage that people actually like each other. And I think more people have happy marriages than we like to talk about. And you only see people who hate each other on TV and in movies, or they're sick of each other. And the guy's like, my wife won't have sex with me. And the wife is like, ugh, it's like a third child. And so I think in all the relationships, everyone kind of likes each other. And I think people like it, but it has an edge. And we talk
Very
about
much so.
a lot of dirty stuff.
Yes, you do.
You know, cubes and cubes, I can say, right?
Just the cubes. Just stick it
Just
to cubes.
cubes?
Yeah, this is a family audience, Andrea. It's not.
Who's listening to this?
We're false. This is
First of all,
false.
who's listening?
This is false TV. You're on truTV. This is false TV. It's the opposite of whatever
It's
you're.
the opposite
I know.
of truTV. I get it. It's been going great, and I'm really proud of this season. And we've got a lot. We have amazing guest stars. We have an amazing cast on the show, other than Rich Eisen, which obviously top billing.
I appreciate you saying that.
But, you know, we got Jason Mantzoukas back. We have Adam Scott was in last night's or 2 nights ago episode. He played my gynecologist, which was a real story of when my husband and I were at my doctor. Actually, it was when I was pregnant, and my real doctor wasn't there. So I had the backup doctor. And my husband realized when they walked in, they were like, oh, my God, Jeremy, that they hug. He was his camp counselor, the doctor. And they proceed to chit chat while the guy is in.
Oh, stop.
You get it.
I get it.
And they're chatting about whether or not they've reconstructed the dock at the camp. Then he's like, how's your sister? Oh my God, honey, his sister was my first kiss. And I'm like, uh-huh.
And you're being worked on.
And I'm being worked on right there, just chit-chatting away as if they bumped into each other at the bar.
You know, there's when you're, I guess you're a professional, it doesn't, dawn on you. I had Chris Mullin, one of the best basketball players of my youth at St. John's. He's a big, huge NBA player. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Chris Mullin?
Chris Mullin? I think so.
Damn well he should be.
He should get in there.
But at any rate, I'd never met him before. I didn't think, I know.
Yeah, 2011.
I'd never met him before.
2011,
and
I think he was inducted.
I got to meet him at a, thank you. I got to meet him at a golf tournament.
St. John's.
Yeah. And
Warriors.
This was
Warriors?
Yeah.
Warriors.
Yeah, come out and play.
Flat top.
But anyway, I got a chance to meet him at a golf tournament.
Yeah.
And he was showering and walked out.
Wait.
Well, you're done playing golf, and you got to get ready for the next. You got to get ready for the dinner.
And he showers in front of you?
Well, I mean,
are you showering too?
Yeah, we were showering before. Yeah,
but
it wasn't like the white shadow where we were all in one same shower. You know what I mean? It was just like a locker room. Yes.
I don't understand what goes on in these. I feel like if I could just have one afternoon, let me loose. I feel like I need to see what's happening. Season three is just Andrea in the locker rooms.
The reason why I brought this up though is Chris Mullin
is to brag about taking a shower with Chris Mullin.
Chris Mullin recognized me, which surprised me, and then it wanted to have a conversation right then and there, wearing absolutely nothing, and he was completely comfortable.
And what were you wearing?
A towel.
Okay.
Because I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not used to just performing, showering, and talking to people with nothing on.
I get it. There is oddly an episode this season that involves that. I have a strange amount of nudity this season.
No kidding.
All comedic nudity, but the point where my lawyer was sending me my 4th nudity rider of the season, and I felt the need to respond back, I promise you, I keep my clothes on. I was like, he was like, what's going on over there? And I was like, none of it's flattering. It's all really uncomfortable, awkward nudity. But I realized I had written quite a bit of strange nudity for myself. But there is a thing where I do have a conversation with someone where they're just casually and we're both don't have shirts on, and it's very uncomfortable.
Season 2 of I'm Sorry with Andrea Savage and Chris Mullin.
And Chris Mullin.
And by the way, every single free throw that there's going to be shot on a game in the NCAA tournament, they'll do the promo for I'm Sorry. We'll see that all. It's nonstop.
Great.
It'll be all good for you.
I can't wait for Rich Eisen Boner to take off.
That'll be next Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central Time. At Andrea Savage on Twitter.
Yep.
It's great to see you.
Thank you.
I'll see you around the schoolyard.
I'll see you around the schoolyard.
Exactly, with the goldfish.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Season 2 of truTV's I'm Sorry at 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Pacific.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.